Going into our senior year, we had had a couple recent state runs. So fall of '86, we lost in the state championship. Fall of '87, we lost in the first round, both to Columbia Heights.
From the beginning of the year, our goal was to win the state championship, and we had lost to Columbia Heights at the state tournament the 2 previous years.
It's just a great group of kids, extremely talented, all the way down the bench. Great substitutes, front row, back row, setters. It's one of those that deserved to have it happen, and I think everybody kind of expected that it would, which in some ways made it even harder.
We only had 2 losses our senior season, that fall of '88, both to Columbia Heights.
I can remember looking at tapes of Columbia Heights, picking apart every little thing that they were doing.
We studied them. You know, they had an 85-game winning streak.
Everybody hated Columbia Heights because they're the ones, that's what happens when you're on top.
We emulated them. We had practice players come in and play their positions. You know, we were out to beat Columbia Heights 100%.
The crowds that all of the city's teams had. So they would have 500 to 1,000 fans, and then we would have our cheering group of about 50 to 100. And I think our crowd was just as loud as their crowds.
You know, we talk about winning state that year, but ultimately that semifinal game was the state championship. It was the state championship. We knew that we had no chance if we couldn't get past Columbia Heights.
When we got to that semifinal game, it wasn't about skill, it was about who was the most determined.
And so I think the fun part about that state tournament was we were at the Met Center, and everybody in that place, with the exception of the Columbia Heights fans, was pulling for us. Everybody wants to see the underdog knock off.
If I was to set the scene for you of that, what I would say ultimately was the championship game. It was a semifinal game. It was on a Friday night. It was at the Met.
We won the first 2 games. I honestly don't remember how easy they were.
And then all of a sudden, the momentum shifted, and Columbia Heights won the 3rd match.
The 4th game, we get off to a 13-0 lead, and next thing you know, we've lost that game.
And we lost it. We gave it away. You know, defeated for sure.
And after we did lose, I remember telling myself, you can't get upset. And you could just tell by the looks on the kids' faces, they were getting ready to, uh-oh, what's coming? And we just kind of tried to laugh it off, like, okay, we've made things exciting here. Let's finish this thing. And you could just see them breathe a sigh of relief.
But it was a different sense in the huddle. I remember it vividly, like going, okay, we got this.
I've said many years, in all my years of coaching, that was probably the smartest thing I ever did, was to not get mad at them at that point.
And then in the 5th game, you know, we said, this is it. This is our one chance. So we got to go all out and make it happen.
And we really, truly breezed through that 5th game.
It wasn't too often that an outstate school got to, or even since then, gets to win that tournament. And I think it just made it more special the more you look back on it and realize how little it's been done.
Those friendships are special. That camaraderie, that trust, that teamwork, you know, it carries you through and gives you life lessons for 30 years.
You're right. Every single player in that team is a leader in their field, and they're great parents, they're great friends, they're great business people or educators, or in some cases coaches. Hopefully it was just they learn a lesson that if you work hard at something and you have a dream, those things can come true.